They're so exciting to watch because before you know it, you've seen the start, it's all action, and then next thing you know, the finishing flag's coming out.
There's usually a big jump, which is always a lot of fun, going too wide over the jump, banging into each other in the air.
Got to be right on your speed, so you have to be doing 55 exactly, or you're going to break the car. So trying to come up to that thing at 100 and slow it down to 55 is just, it's really hard.
Sometimes they even put in a water hazard, try to intentionally make it wet, or sometimes people just hit the water barriers and then that whole part of the track gets soaked. So there's all kinds of stuff in rally. And if it rains, great. Foggy, no problem. Hot, cold, snowing, we race. The history of RallyCross really goes back a long time in Europe.
RallyCross actually began in England, where I'm from, and the formula came up where you drive on tarmac and on dirt on the same lap. It's been a success ever since.
But in the United States, it hasn't really kicked off except for until the X Games. We have a lot of rally on stage rally, which is you have a co-driver telling you where to go through the woods. But here at X Games, they condensed it so everyone can see it, great viewing. And now they add a lot of other cars, so you just bang and battle each other all the way across the line.
The races mainly are so short. They're only ever 4, maybe 6 laps long. Once you see it on TV or see it live once, you soon understand the whole noise thing, how many cars there are going into one small space, and going from tarmac like you see road racing, onto dirt like you see short courses off-road and rally do. So it's just a great mixture of everything, and it's cool it's cool to be doing it as a driver.
It's all about going out there and finding how to get the most traction to the wheels with the setup they have. And any great driver will figure out the balance of the car in a couple turns. But what's really fun is going from all-wheel drive, where you have to be super aggressive, always pointing where you want to go, to rear-wheel drive, where you have to actually counter-steer a lot and be pointing kind of the direction you're traveling and not necessarily the direction you want to be going. With motocross, it was again about balance, but your balance was with your body. With the car, it's more with the setup and more with your feet, the gas pedal and the brake pedals.
It's quite difficult to be a driver in rallycross because you're doing both styles. You're doing rally on the dirt, and then you're doing smooth circuit racing style driving on the tarmac. So it's quite difficult to be able to control the difference between those and not get them mixed up, not try too hard on the tarmac and then not go too slow on the dirt.
I just found out probably 2 weeks ago that I was racing this event. I've never raced a rally car. This thing's 4-wheel drive. I raced a 2-wheel drive vehicle, so there's just a lot to learn in a short amount of time. So I called Dirtfish Rally School. Had 1 day of lessons, threw me in the mix, and we had 1 more day of testing the real rally car, and then we came out here.
Bryce is actually awesome. He picked it up so fast. He's used to sliding around a lot more on the dirt with a lot bigger, a lot more suspension, but hasn't really driven anything that's 600 horsepower, as light as this is, all-wheel drive. It's so easy to be just off the pace. Half a second and you go from 1st to 8th. 8th not being a very fun result, and 1st, you're celebrating with all your buddies. But he's against the best in the world right here. He's really close to pace, and I think he's a great strategist. I think his racing is going to be excellent.
Having Travis Pastrana as a teammate, especially for X Games, is absolutely huge. I mean, when you think of X Games, you think of Travis Pastrana. The first thing I asked him, what do I need to do? And he said, drive the thing like no other. You have to drive them super hard to make them work. So, just his experience in the car is super helpful, and he's always there to help coach. We go in the trailer after practice. It gives me advice on what to do, and he's just real helpful in that aspect, and couldn't ask for a better teammate for this event.
It all comes down to how you're working with your team, a little bit of luck on the course, and just having a good time and trying to figure out how to get your car in front.
I think what I do racing off-road and short course play into my favorite a little bit. I know what we need to do to battle with these guys. We come in here, it's door-to-door action. You start up on a start line with 5 cars wide. So when we race short course, we do the same thing. At Crandon, we'll line up 20 wide. This sport, I think a lot of it is the whole shot. You got to get out front, get the lead, and then kind of just go from there. So a lot of it transfers over. Just the driving style is a little bit different from the car compared to the trucks. The future of rallycross is going to be, huge. It's blowing up so quick that, when we bring it over here to America, the fans love the jump aspect, the dirt.
There's some huge names coming to it to compete now, but there's also some really famous drivers coming to it from rally as well. So it's got bigger and bigger every year. It's on the main stage out in the States in front of live television.
The future of rallycross, I think, is in the United States. Americans are faring really well. I mean, Tanner Faust has gone over to Europe and has been winning, pretty consistently over there. Ken Block, I think, is sitting on pole here at X Games for this year. Definitely the Americans are showing them a thing or two.
The future to me of rallycross is actually seeing these tracks get bigger and wider and better and more jumps and more dirt and wider stuff to where we can have actually more passing. They do a great job here, but I'd really like to see the the courses just expand and get even more dynamic.
Can be a little loud. Cut. The sheer adrenaline of getting in one of these things, and you got to be so aggressive on and off the brakes, and just having a great time with it.
What about RallyCross is it's basically using the four-wheel drive cars that I know so well from rally and also from Gymkhana and putting it into a circuit type situation with lots of other cars. Just incredibly, incredibly fun driving the 600 horsepower four-wheel drive car around, you know, these different courses, especially one like here at Summer X Games. We're on the streets of downtown LA next to the Staples Center where the Lakers play.